Hey everyone, and welcome to this week's newsletter. We're going to start things off in the shop this week, as I wanted to bring to your attention our new free grip offer. Ta-da! As you can see here, we're offering you the chance to get a free grip on your 7-iron again, as we've done last year. But this year it's the brand new Align grip from Golf Pride, which, if you can see down the back there, I don't know if you can all see that, it's got a new alignment aid that actually runs down the back of the grip. A little bit similar to what we used to have quite a few years ago, where grips used to have a spine down the back. It's supposedly supposed to help you kind of get your hands on the club a little bit better, to make a better grip, to help you square the club face. But again, you've all got the chance to get one of these free on your 7-iron. Also, if you love it, and you then decide to get the whole set re-gripped, if you get more than 9 grips, so 9 or more grips, we're actually going to offer everyone 10% off the actual total cost. So you don't have to just have the Align. We've got a whole selection of Golf Pride grips, from the multi-compound 4s, Tour Wraps, Tour Velvets. As you can see there, we've got the full Golf Pride range in. And with the new season only a few weeks away, I think it was 5 weeks when I had a look in the club diary till the first official medal of the year. Now's the perfect time to bring your clubs in, let us check them over, give them a bit of a winter MOT, and then you'll be off and ready to go for the new season. Also, for those of you that follow us on social media, you notice that myself and the team are wearing new shoes. Here you go. We've all made the switch to the new FootJoy Pro SL. And I must say, actually, I haven't worn a pair of FootJoy shoes probably for about 3 or 4 years with my sponsorship through Nike. And I've been blown away, actually, on how kind of over that time period the shoes have got so much more comfortable from what I remember when I used to wear the old sort of professional shoe for teaching. So if you haven't tried on this year's range, I definitely recommend it. And I really say, for the summer months, I don't think you can get any better than these Pro SLs. They are so comfy when you think that myself, Graham and Matt are in them sort of 7-8 hours a day. So, really worth looking at when you come to upgrade your shoes. Quick note on the sale, this weekend's going to be the end of the sale, so if you've been having a look round and there's some things that you had your eye on, make sure you take advantage and buy it this weekend, because next week, the sale's going to go as we make space for all of our new sort of spring summer clothing coming in from FootJoy, Under Armour, new range of bags. There's loads of stock really hitting the shelves now over the next few weeks as we really sort of ramp up towards the new golfing season. But hi everyone, thanks for joining me in the golf studio. As mentioned in the shop, this week I wanted to bring you another short game inspired tip. Last week obviously I mentioned that really simple and easy drill to try and help golfers that suffer a little bit with the shanks. This week I wanted to talk to you about wedge distance control, namely in pitching, in approach play. Now, over my years as a pro, through lessons, playing with amateurs in pro-ams and stuff, I still see quite a lot of golfers struggling to judge the distance, in that kind of in-between area of the golf course, when it's not a chip and it's not a full swing. Pitching, that's what pitching is. Pitching is where we're trying to hit the ball up, over something less than full swing, nice and controlled and hopefully nice and accurately. Now, a lot of golfers, unfortunately, though, take kind of almost a hit and hope approach, whereby, they look at the target, they're not using GPS devices or lasers, Bushnells, that type of thing. They kind of look at the target, they eyeball it and go, it feels like this swing. And the problem is, what is that swing? It's very difficult to judge it, really just by guesswork. And as a result, I've seen loads of golfers, hit actually a really good pitch, but it ends up coming up short, front bunker, or alternatively, air mails the green, and they're left sort of scratching their head thinking, what have they done wrong? Well, in truth, nothing. They didn't do anything wrong. They've hit a good shot, they've hit a perfect pitch, they just haven't used a method that kind of allows them to accurately judge the distance. Now, if you kind of put this in contrast, to the world's best on tour, would you expect Phil Mickelson and the like to stand there and kind of use that approach? Just sort of stand there and go, yeah, I can see the flag, I'm not sure how far it is, I'll just hit it and hope. Of course they wouldn't. They're really, methodical. They know almost to the exact yard, how far they hit the golf ball, with each of their finesse swings. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about today, finesse swings. Okay, so, what is a finesse swing? Well, most tour pros, you would say, they have a wedge system that kind of involves, 3 to 4 backswings, and then they complement that really with sort of 2 to 3 follow-throughs, okay? So, it can sound quite complicated, but actually in reality it's much, much easier. So let me try and show you. So, the first one is kind of a quarter backswing. Okay, so you can see there the hands just swing past the right pocket, and you can see I've set the club at 90 degrees. Okay, so it's quarterback, and then from there we just accelerate the club and kind of finish halfway through. Okay, next one, half swing. So we're going to kind of go halfway back. Okay, again trying to set the club at 90 degrees, and then we're going to go halfway through. Okay, are you with me so far? So not so far, nothing really too complicated. Then kind of the next 1 to 2 swings have kind of become a little bit of a grey area depending on really how good you are at controlling the swing. So a tour pro would go 3/4 and then full. Okay, what I'd probably recommend is that you kind of just have sort of a combined sort of, you know, 3/4 to kind of sort of soft full swing. So we're going to go back kind of all the way up there, and then from here again, yep, you've guessed it, we're just going to swing, you know, all the way through to finish the target. Okay. Now the good news is the setup for all of these different swings is exactly the same. Okay, so it's just one kind of setup to try and help you then kind of judge these different swing levels. So, you know, in terms of pitching, you know, I like to see people with the feet sort of 6 to 12 inches apart, ball position nicely in the middle. Always a good idea to have that left foot slightly turned towards the target. You know, it really does help the body sort of turn through these shots more effectively, which is very important to try and stop the hands from becoming a little bit too active. Weight distribution, sort of 60-40 on the left foot. And again, hands, make sure the hands are slightly ahead so you can see how the end of the club just points left of my belly button. Okay, so, you know, really quite a neutral setup. You know, we're not trying to deal off the club too much, or alternatively, we're not trying to add it. We just want the club to do the work. So, yeah, let me show you a couple of swings and you'll hopefully see what I mean. So, you know, I'm using the 58-degree wedge. I play most of my pitch shots actually with this. So, as I mentioned in previous videos, this is a bit of a kind of a combi wedge. You know, half a sand iron, half a sort of a lob wedge. So, yeah, let me show you. So, if you said first things first, kind of quarterback. So, again, swing just past my right pocket, stop, and then accelerate the club halfway through. Oh. My fault, didn't actually get the ball in view of the launch monitor, so let's try that again. Silly me. Here we go, so again quarter, so quarterback, halfway through. Here we go, that's gone 38 yards. So you can always round it up to 40, but obviously we like to be precise really. Okay, so now I'm looking kind of halfway back, so sort of trying to stop there. So halfway back, halfway through. There you go, 51 yards. Okay, that's kind of what I'd expect for me. You know, I always kind of judge this club, you know, half a swing, 50 yards. And then, as you said, sort of that 3/4 swing back and through. Where are we now? 62 yards. So you can see we're almost going up in 10-yard intervals. And then, you know, my full swing, sort of a proper. So now full swing, obviously I would go to normal stance. So I wouldn't use a pitching stance now. So feet would now go shoulder width, ball in the middle, you know, weight maybe still 60-40, hands ahead, and just trying to swing all the way back and all the way through. And we can see again that's extended out to kind of 82 yards. So you can see with that one wedge, you know, I've created 4 different distances that are actually going to be relatively repeatable. So, you know, if I was to do that whole process again, you know, within kind of the human aspect of it all, I could probably hit the golf ball within a couple of yards of those distances. Now, you can kind of sense that next time you're playing golf, how valuable that would be. That if I laser the target and it's 50 yards away, there's no guesswork. You know, I know it's my 58-degree wedge, half a swing. If I hit it properly, it's going to be somewhere in and around that yardage, you know, maybe 1 or 2 yards. So really gives me the best opportunity to kind of hit it close, you know, to hold the putt, maybe get up and down to say par, or alternatively to kind of capitalise on hopefully a really good drive close to the green. So definitely worth practicing and kind of experimenting with. And one thing I would recommend doing is actually stick a little sticker on the back of the club and just write down your little yardages. And then obviously, you know, it helps you remember it first of all, and then by the time that sticker wears off, you know, it will be completely kind of cemented to memory. So, you know, you'd know it off by heart. But really a good idea, because again, it's easy to forget these things when you're out on the golf course, lots of distractions, chatting to your playing partners, and then suddenly you kind of play the shot and you're like, oh, I forgot that actually I should have done this and that. So, give it a try. And again, the launch monitor in the Golf Studio is the perfect place to work on this, because we can use the high-speed cameras to really check your swing lengths to make sure you actually are doing it correct. You are making what you feel you're doing, because most of us actually tend to take the club back a lot further than we actually feel. And two, really, as you said, we can work out your yardages, so we can actually kind of run you a little report off at the end of a wedge session like this. So, definitely with the season only sort of 4 or 5 weeks away, as I talked about in the shop, this is definitely something that's worth sort of spending some time on to get yourself sort of dialed in, for the new season to hit the ground running. But anyway, keep reading below. Keep reading below. Here a little report from the Gents annual dinner that was last Friday that myself, Graham, and Matt went to. Really good night. Comedian was hilarious even. So again, keep reading. Obviously, more information about our free 7-iron grip offer that we talked about in the shop. This week's or last week's competition results. So keep reading. I hope you all have a fantastic week, and I'll see you soon. Cheers.